Hello friends, before we get into today's recipe, I just want to say thank you for all the subscribes. I have only just started this channel recently and I've reached just over 100 now. So thank you to those out there that have subscribed, that are enjoying what I post, and I really appreciate it. I appreciate your comments and your feedback. So today's recipe is a take on cinnamon buns, but I have changed it up a bit and we're going with our beloved coffee. So this is going to be an espresso bun with salted caramel, and it is absolutely delicious. I love cinnamon buns, but for me it's a step up. So let's start first with a nice strong espresso. So we want a cup of espresso. And we are going to use that in the dough, and we're going to use it in the salted caramel. So here I'm doing the salted caramel, which is just sugar, which you put in a pan, and don't be tempted to touch it, just let it do its thing. And once it has melted and become a lovely brown, add a few tablespoons of butter. Once it has cooled down, you can add then half of the espresso. So I'm going to put all the ingredients in the description, but this is an enriched dough. So there is egg and there is butter. For a vegan version, just leave out the egg and substitute with plant butter. So this is the wet ingredients, which is basically your milk and your egg, a little bit of vanilla, and the coffee that is cooled down. I've added the yeast in as well, and then the dry is your flour, and as I said, it's an enriched dough, so we're adding some butter into the flour mixture. There's also some sugar in there. You can adjust the sugar depending on how sweet you like your bun to be, and I will give you a variation later as we go along. If you like a really nice sweet bun, there's a way to sweeten it up more. I have kept the sugar low because the salted caramel is quite sweet, and I don't like a bun that is too sweet, but that's me. If you have a sweet tooth and you prefer a sweeter bun, then you can add more sugar into the dough, or you can add a layer of butter and sugar when we roll out the dough later. Okay, so get your hands in there. It's the best way to do it, and just crumble that butter in. The butter really makes a big difference to the bun at the end of the day. It's very soft and it's very, very flavorful, so don't leave that out. Even if you are making a vegan version, add some plant butter in. Right, so now we're going to add the wet ingredients to the dry, mix it in well, and then leave the dough to rise. It's very warm at the moment, so it only took about 45 minutes and we were ready to go with the dough. But leave it as long as you need to until it has doubled and the dough is all light and fluffy. And then you can start rolling and shaping your buns. Okay, so roll your dough out here, and you want to do it in the shape of a rectangle. So now there's various ways that you can work with this dough depending on how you want to shape the buns. So you could add in here a layer of butter and sugar, which will make your bun sweeter, and then you could roll it up and cut it and place it on your baking sheet. But as I want a bun that is not quite as sweet, I am going to be cutting the dough into strips, and then I'm going to be shaping them in the shape of a knot. I kind of like it that shape because I like to pull it apart when I eat it, but that's just me. You do whatever shape you want to do with your bun. You could just roll it into a ball and just make it the normal shape of a bun. Really, it's up to you what you want to do. Be creative, just do you. Right, so for the shaping of the knot, just take one strip and twist it twice around your hand, around your fingers, and then just tuck it in at the top. Kind of show you again. There's no right or wrong way here. You can twist it however you want, and make it whatever shape you want to make it. This is just very simple and basic, and I kind of like how they look at the end of this. So I'll just show you a few more times how I twist it and just tuck it in at the top. And then just place them next to each other. It's okay if they're joined together. You can pull them apart at the end of the day. And I must tell you, the smell of the dough alone when I was twisting these was absolutely delicious. So that at the end of the day, added with the salted caramel, are such a wonderful combination of the espresso and the salted caramel. I do have a recipe as well for cappuccino buns, and in that, of course, we add coffee, and we also add a layer of mascarpone. And there's no salted caramel at the end of the day, but there is a lovely creaminess because it's supposed to be like a cappuccino, so it's not as strong as this dough, but it has that beautiful coffee flavor with the milkiness of the cappuccino. So I will post that recipe at some stage as well. There's variations that you can do on this. Go with what you like. As I said, I do like the cinnamon buns, but for me the coffee buns are just a step up, and I absolutely love them. Okay, so we are all rolled and we are ready to get into the oven. And here they are coming out of the oven, and they are beautiful and soft, and the smell is so delicious. So now you do want to make sure that while they are still hot, you want to get on the salted caramel. It is a little bit of a messy job, so put it on a rack with a tray underneath is the best way to do it, so it can catch all that caramel at the bottom. I feel like this is just the best part at the end. And be generous with the salted caramel. So what I usually do is I put it on when it's warm, and then once it has cooled down, then I will add a little bit more. But yes, be very generous with it, because the combination of the salted caramel with the coffee in the salted caramel and in the dough is just such a beautiful combination. So that is it. That is my espresso with salted caramel buns, and I do hope that you will give it a try and that you will really enjoy. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I have lots more wonderful recipes coming.